I'm Tom.
And I'm Molly.
Welcome to Forensic Gameology, hosted by ForensicGameology.com.
Reviews for science.
In 7 minutes or less. Stellar Conflict, a space game of fast card play and timed battle that in the middle of the play is timed, and then suddenly it's not timed, and then for a whole bunch of the game is actually breaking your back, bending over the table, trying to figure out what ships hit what with their lasers. So you get these ships. You put them out, everyone's playing at the same time, you're just putting them off the top of your deck. Once your hand leaves it, it's Dunskies, you gotta keep it where you put it, and you're trying not to hit your own ships, which will be essentially impossible, because once you blow up someone else's ship, there's nothing in the way of your lasers from hitting your ship now. So we're just throwing these out. Oh, time's up. Alright, time's up. We take our lasers, and now we're gonna, find all the cards with initiative of 1, and we track that laser on the card using a rubber band. You just put it over the card, and you see if it hits. Did it glance off of a shield? Did it hit? If it hit, you put your damage markers on the card until it reaches the hull value. Then it blows up, and you get it 4 points. The player at the end with the most points wins. Let's talk simplicity versus complexity.
So this game is pretty simple. You have 2 minutes to put all your ships out. That's it. And you want to do it strategically. And then after that, each different faction has a different rule set. So it's a little bit complicated to understand. Yellows have tons of ships. Greens have a special laser, as do blues. And they do different things. You got to remember that. It doesn't just hit and give damage all the time. Red just has things that go twice. So that is going to be the complexity. And again, the complexity is going to come in figuring out how... It's not even that complex, though. Just shooting, which ones shoot, and then after finding the numbers probably is the most complex thing. Finding all of the numbers we play 4 people, all of the ones. Did I get all the ones? That might be the hardest thing about the game. So it's a pretty simple game.
This game is very simple, but they've got a couple cards that have text on the bottom, and when you're placing, I mean, at least for me, I've never paid attention to those, and I should. They matter. And then sometimes when we're playing, we're like, oh wait, did something hit this? Because it couldn't have, because it can't be damaged by this many lasers or whatever. So I mean, like the lasers have different values, but that's easy enough to figure out. I think it's overall a simple game, but tiny bit of complexity. Luck versus strategy.
I think this game is heavily luck. I mean, maybe skill in your placements, but even then, you have no idea what is going to happen by the time your 8 goes off, right? I have a ship. I was lucky. I have a ship that will go initiative 8. So that means 1 through 7 are going to go before that. And if you're playing with the red deck, the 3 and the 6 are going to go before, right? The 1 card has 3 and 6 on it. So I have no idea what's going to happen. So this massive 3, by the time it gets there, could just point right at my ship. And there's no real planning for that because I put this out way early on. Other people put things out, and then every other thing died, and now I'm shooting myself and I get negative points. There is some skill. There's some points on these. There's some cargo that everyone has. If you point directly at those are points at the end for you. So if you shoot them off of that ship. So there is some strategy in not pointing at yourself right from the beginning and using your power wisely, but mostly it's going to be luck.
Yeah, I mean, just copying exactly what Molly said. There is strategy, but this is largely a random game. It's largely a lucky game. You pull that card off the top, and you place it, and that is that. Is someone going to put some around it? Are you going to accidentally shoot yourself once this ship dies? Am I going to fire on this ship and blow it up and get negative points? So it's got its large helping of luck. Another thing that gives it a helping of luck is that red, in almost every single game we've played, has won. That's the honest to goodness truth. We've played a lot of these games too.
We didn't
do just a couple of games and then call this a review. We played a lot of these games, and I mean, I think I've seen red lose 1 time, but for the most part, it just wins, and that is because whoever they get to shoot twice, and that's a big deal. The power set isn't exactly balanced, and so whoever gets to be red, super lucky. Am I right?
Yeah.
We usually just give it to the newest player. Fun versus boring. This game is super fun, really high speed, high tension. Trying to get those cards out because at the very bottom is your biggest one. You don't want to have the timer go off and you can't put that out. You got to be careful where you put these cargo ships and how to try to blow those up and get extra points at the end. Even the scoring's pretty fun. You're trying to figure out all of which lasers hit which ships, and you can use the shadow of of the rubber band, or you could just use the rubber band itself, and it's just a lot of fun. But man, that scoring round, you're playing for 2 minutes, and then suddenly scoring takes 20 minutes, and you're like, man, this is bordering on boring a little bit. Like, it's a fun game, but that scoring round takes a lot. And like I said, you're sitting there trying to all over the table like this, and you're like, my back hurts. I don't know what's going on here. So,
well, we're just getting old.
Maybe we're just getting old. All I'm saying is, like, this is a fun game, but you got to know what you're getting into. You can't take it seriously. You can't take it seriously, or it won't be fun at all. This is not a game that takes itself seriously.
Yeah, you got 2 minutes to place your ships, like we said, so it's pretty lucky in that. But it is fun. Placing those ships is fun. It is frantic fun. Frantic chaos. And then the scoring, I wish went a little faster. I just don't know how it can. Because you have to, like I said, you got to make sure you find all of the ones, and then all of the twos, and then all the threes. So if y'all have a trick to make the scoring go faster, please let us know. But it's a fun game. Just scoring takes a lot longer than the game play. So, BGG rating, I think I'd give us a 7.
Yeah, I give it a solid 7. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
I play it.
Good. Every time we get to multiples of 500 subscribers, we give away a free glitter painting of your favorite geeky thing. So make sure to subscribe now on YouTube.
Could be you that wins.
Stellar conflict. We've presented the evidence.
You be the judge.